Hi, welcome to GDR Gallery. Walt Disney said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Today, I have an interesting and important topic for you. Before you jump into the video, do subscribe my channel for notifications. We know that there are 9 parts of speech. Pronoun is one of the parts of speech. In this video, you are going to learn about reflexive pronouns and its correct usage in the sentence. First, let's understand what is a reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are words ending in self or selves that are used when the subject and the object of a sentence are the same. Now, let's look into an example where the subject and the object of a sentence are the same. For example, I believe in myself. Here, I is the subject and myself is the object. The subject and the object of a sentence are the same. We need to note that reflexive pronouns are used when the action done by the subject reflects upon the subject. For better understanding, let's see some examples. Raju hurt himself. She washed the dishes herself. They baked the biscuits themselves. We solved the puzzles ourselves. Did you do it yourself? Right. Here in these 5 sentences, the words himself, herself, themselves, ourselves, yourself are the reflexive pronouns. Now, let's look into the 9 English reflexive pronouns. We know the subject pronouns. The subject pronouns are I, you when the noun is singular, he, she, it, one, we, you when the noun is plural, and they. Now, let's see the reflexive pronouns used for these subject pronouns. When the subject pronoun is I, the reflexive pronoun used is myself. When the subject pronoun is you for singular noun, the reflexive pronoun used is yourself. For he, it is himself. For she, herself. For it is itself. One, oneself. When the subject pronoun is we, the reflexive pronoun is ourselves. When the subject pronoun is you, in plural case, the reflexive pronoun is yourselves. When the subject pronoun is they, the reflexive pronoun used is themselves. Reflexive pronouns perform 3 functions within English grammar. They are direct object, indirect object, and prepositional complement. Now let's see the reflexive pronouns as direct objects. The first grammatical function performed by the reflexive pronoun is the direct object. The direct objects are words, phrases, and clauses that follow a transitive verb and receive the action of the verb. Reflexive pronoun can appear with most transitive verbs, but the most common ones are amuse, blame, cut, dry, enjoy, help, hurt, introduce, kill, prepare, satisfy, teach. For better understanding, let's see some examples where the reflexive pronouns are used as direct objects. The first example is, we amused ourselves singing in the party. Here, we is the subject, amused is the verb, and ourselves is the direct object. Now, how to identify the direct object? Ask yourself the question, amused whom? The answer is ourselves. So, ourselves is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. Now let's see the next example. I don't like blaming myself for the faults. Here I is the subject, blaming is the verb, and myself is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. The next one is, she might cut herself with a knife. She is the subject, cut is the verb, and herself is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. Ask the question, cut whom? The answer is herself. Hence, herself is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. The next example, the boys enjoy themselves playing football. Here, boys is the subject, enjoy is the verb, and themselves is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. The next one is, can you help yourself with a cup of coffee? Here you is the subject, help is the verb, and yourself is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. Now let's see the next one. Ram hurt himself riding the cycle. Ram is the subject, hurt is the verb, and himself is the reflexive pronoun used as direct object. They introduced themselves in the party. Here they is the subject, introduced is the verb, and themselves is the reflexive pronoun as direct object. The next sentence, the snake killed itself biting the saw. Snake is the subject, killed is the verb, and itself is the reflexive pronoun as direct object. People should prepare themselves for the pandemic. Here people is the subject, prepare is the verb, and themselves is the reflexive pronoun as direct object. He satisfies himself with his little income. Here he is the subject, satisfies is the verb, and himself is the reflexive pronoun as direct object. The next sentence is, the child teaches itself to grow. Here child is the subject, teaches is the verb, and itself is the reflexive pronoun as direct object. Now let's look into the reflexive pronoun as indirect objects. The second grammatical function performed by the reflexive pronoun is the indirect object. Indirect objects are words, phrases, and clauses that follow an intransitive verb and indicate to or for whom or what the action of the verb is performed. For better understanding, let's see some examples where the reflexive pronouns are used as indirect objects. The first example is, I purchased myself some home appliances. Here, I is the subject, purchased is the verb. Purchased what? Home appliances. So, home appliances is the direct object. For whom? For myself. So, here myself is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. Let's see the next example. She bought herself a new sweater. Here she is the subject, bought is the verb, bought a sweater. So sweater is the direct object. Herself is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. Now let's see the next example. You should get yourself something to eat. Here you is the subject, should is the modal verb, and get is the verb. Yourself is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. Let's see the next example. We borrowed ourselves some books from the library. Here we is the subject, borrowed is the verb, and ourselves is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. The next sentence is, they may purchase themselves some novels to read. Here, they is the subject, purchase is the verb, and themselves is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. The next sentence, she did not write herself the homework. Here, she is the subject, write is the verb, and herself is the reflexive pronoun as indirect object. Now, let's see the reflexive pronouns as prepositional complements. The third grammatical function performed by the reflexive pronoun is the prepositional complement. Prepositional complements are defined as the word, phrase, or clause that directly follows the preposition and completes the meaning of the prepositional phrase. Now, let's see some examples where the reflexive pronouns are as prepositional complements. The first sentence is, I bought a new car for myself. Here, for is the preposition and myself is the reflexive pronoun. Here, myself follows the preposition for. Hence, it is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement. The next sentence. Did you do the science project model by yourself? Here, by is the preposition and yourself is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement as it is following the preposition. The next sentence. She prepared the lunch by herself. Here, by is the preposition and herself is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement. The next sentence, he bought a new villa for himself. Here, for is the preposition and himself is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement. The next sentence, the children take care of themselves. Here, of is the preposition and themselves is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement. The next sentence, you are too young to go out by yourselves. Here, by is the preposition and yourselves is the reflexive pronoun as prepositional complement. Here we can clearly identify that the prepositional complements are the words, phrases or clause that directly follows the preposition and complements the meaning of the prepositional phrase. I think this video would have helped you gain greater understanding about how reflexive pronouns work. Try making sentences of your own using the reflexive pronouns. If you have liked this video, give thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends. Do not forget to comment in the box below. Thank you for watching.